Hello, good evening. So it's a little bit later than we planned, and of course it's Wednesday, not Monday as well. But we're still going to have a look at our monthly make, because it's very exciting tonight. We are going to be opening our January box. I nearly forgot what month it is then, because I've been working on February's actually today. So there you go. Anyway, it's monthly make Monday. We're going to pretend it's Monday, and we're going to be unboxing our lovely set for January 2022. Really exciting because it's the first one of 22. It is a good one, isn't it? It is good. So good evening, everyone. Let me just see if this is working. I'm getting rusty at this, you know. Hi, Maxine. Evening, Denise. Hi, Alison. Hi, Sean. Okay, not sure why he keeps popping me in as the wrong person. Give me 2 seconds. I think I've said hello to you all. There we go. Let's go and see. For some reason, YouTube doesn't want to play, so let's just get YouTube working as well. So, hi, Noala. So yeah, we're going to have a look at what is in our monthly make box for January. So let me just move that camera because I haven't moved it and it's not showing you anything like what you want to see. There, kind of. You can see what a mess my desk is at in the moment. Anyway, let's have a look, shall we? If I can find my mouse now. It's on the wrong screen. Oh, one of those days. Right, there we go. See, my desk, yeah. I might show you a bigger picture of my desk. It is, yeah, not a pretty sight. Oh, that's lovely to hear, Alison. It's a cracking box and a great one to start off this year with, I think. Evening, Mum. I know Mum liked this one, right up her street as well. So, love this one. Ooh, wrong way round. Get this one open, shall we? Hi, Claire. Let's get opening. So, in your box. Ooh. I thought I'd knocked something over then. I told you my desk is a disgrace. You should have your discount card with a lovely little discount on there. Don't forget you get 10% off on anything on our website. And if you see us at any shows, not that we're at any in January, you get 10% off on stand as well. You get your lovely little leaflet, and then you get the important bit. You get your stamps. That's the wrong stamp. Naughty girl. That's definitely not a stamp that's in there. Let me see if I found that. It's that one. There we go. We'll pretend we didn't see that. Right, so first up, you get 3 stamp sets this month. You get the scribble flowers. Cool, aren't they? Just look at how random they are. And when you see some of the samples in a minute, Mum's used them in a way that I would never have thought of using. So you get two leaves and you 2 flower heads, different sizes, so that we can you can get your matting and layering in there, but also they work on your bigger cards and your smaller ones too. So there we go, got that one. Then we get this one. Just got to stroke that, haven't you? I mean, wonderful. Look at the size of this monkey. You can't really see, can you? A whole A6 stamp, which is just texture. How beautiful is that? Just amazing, isn't it? Oh, I do like this one. Yeah, let's just stroke that one a bit longer, shall we? Lovely. So that is our XL numbers. Great for instant cards. Literally just create a little bit of a brusher background, splat it on the top. You get your sentiment. Brilliant, brilliant one, that one. Yeah, we do like that one. And then we've got a saying: be you, the world will adjust. And that's true, isn't it? We should all be ourselves. So we get our stamps. Be you, the world will adjust. Texture. Gotta love our texture. And we've also got our scribble flowers, which are just as lovely. Yeah, I do love that one. And then you get your little leaflet as well. So in here, there we do. You've got your hello from me. You've got some card ideas, but also I did a quick bit of masking because I know some of you who get the boxes are quite new to crafting and new to stamping. So there's a quick little bit about masking in there this month, and then just some ideas. You can see how easy that is. Brush over background, splat it on the top. Job is done. Evening, Tracy. Really is that simple. So fabulous, fabulous. I've called it flower grunge. It does feel a bit grungy, doesn't it? So there you go, beautiful stamps. Keep stroking that one. I think I have just found my new one, haven't I? And then be you, the world will adjust, and your discount card. Should we have a look at some samples? I think so. Got that many piles of, actually we'll look at Mum's first because they're on top of mine. So I know I've called it grungy, but Mum's samples are far from grungy. Look at this one. She's done these flowers on vellum. I don't know whether it comes across if I hold it up. See those beautiful vellum flowers. How gorgeous are them? Hi Debbie. There we go. And then you've just got that lovely texture in the background. And you know the beauty of that texture is a really, really big stamp. You don't need to stamp it perfectly because it is distressed as well. So don't spend your time worrying about stamping this distressed background perfectly, because actually it's distressed anyway. Yeah, so you can build up these massive backgrounds without any real hassle. Yeah, actually finding a stamping block for it was my hassle. Evening Rachel. So there you go, there's the first one. Love that one. Again, trying to find somewhere on my desk at the moment. Look at that, just a panel with that background stamp, and then that beautiful flower in there as well. And then she's used bits from the background stamp. I don't know whether it's quite coming across. Yeah, on her, behind her 65th. There we go. Not that she's 65, but you know, it's a card she's sending to 65. There we go. Oh no, I was crocheting. I always say that wrong. Crocheting, isn't it? There you go. Look at that one. Look at what she's built up on that one. She got your lovely little, well, your big flower heads in there with your big leaves, and then she popped a sentiment down in the bottom. But what a statement! Just look at that. Reminds me of those kaleidoscopes. Yeah. Got that one. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. There you go. Beautiful background again. So she's used it on the diagonal this time. Very, very mum colours. Yeah. So you go with your beiges and your browns, and you've got your lovely leaves in there and created some. To me, if you put it that way, it looks a bit like what they're called, pampas grass. Yeah, I like that one though. You could do them in different colours, couldn't you, for peacock feathers as well? Evening Sabine. And then check this out. They're not leaves. They're ladybug wings. Oh, cool is that? And you can see the little mushroom in the background. How cool is that? She used little ladybug wings. So sweet. Next one. She's given me a right pile. She must have enjoyed this one. Again, that stunning texture in the background. You really don't need any more. Seed pods. Yes, it could be seed pods. Let me go back to it, that one. Yeah, could be seed pods. Those that used to rattle. Yeah. So, beautiful background. You can see it's an instant statement on there. Whack a number on there. Instant card, isn't it? Jobs are good in. Next one, DL this time. You can tell she's like this background stamp. She's just added a little bit of texture to our flowers. If I lift it up, so that's just greys and blacks in there. Really, really beautiful. Would help if I showed it to you. Oh, coconuts. See, there's lots of different things they could be. I like ladybug's wings, but coconuts could be interesting. Like to see where you go with that one, Rachel. So there you go. Wonderful, isn't it? Literally so simple. 2 flower heads, just kept those monochrome colours of black and white, and add that sentiment in the middle. So stunning. Then she's got really carried away. Next one. Again, just that statement piece. So she's done this on an A5, and you can see that texture stamp really just fill the space, doesn't it? You've got your beautiful sentiment down at the bottom. Just kept it to blues and creams this time. Stamp that sentiment, and you're just done, aren't you? It really is. Pretty little card. Great for blokes. So easy. Could stamp a load of these and just have them ready for like card toppers, couldn't you? We've got our ladybug back. I do love the ladybug. So we've got our little ladybug. She's green in the background. And I know it's a number stamp, but actually it could be anything, couldn't it, in that background? It breaks up the space. It just gives you a lovely patterned background. Happy 3rd birthday on that one. And then you've just got your little ladybugs in there as well. I know she's good at fussy cutting. I'm not that good. And then finally, last one of Mum's, but I think I don't know, it's, I don't know, could be my favourite, this one actually. You can see vellum. How beautiful is that? So what she's done is, let me see if I can do it without destroying anything. So 1, 2, yeah. So she's used 3 flower heads, very gently doing that. 3 flower heads and the smaller one. 3 flower heads on the bottom, and then you've just got the beautiful little leaves in the background. And then you've just got the world, be you, the world will adjust up in that top corner. But how stunning is that? I love this idea. Do you like that? Really pretty. Right, those were Mum's. Mine aren't as impressive, and to be fair, one of mine isn't even finished. It's just a background. So let me reach in another box. I've got boxes everywhere. There we go. I'll show you my background as well, though, because I've not finished it quite yet. So you'll have seen all these in your booklet. So you've got, this is the one that we did our masking with. So just stamping our flower and then masking in behind it. Then can you see as well, I've left my masks on where I did some splattering, very, very pale purple in there. Then just popped a little flower. What I have actually decoupaged. I did try fussy cutting. It's not quite the same standard as my mum's, but you know, I tried. I should get like a E for effort on that one. There you go. So you got that one. Oops. Again, to me these really cried out for masking. So I've stamped my flower with the leaves, and then in the background I've just put that texture stamp. So simple, but I do think it looks quite stunning, especially with the pop of colour on your flowers. Really simple to do. And I don't know about you, but whenever I get a new stamp set, I always stamp it first. And I know that sounds really daft, so I end up with these little swatches of stamped images that normally just end up getting put to one side and I never use. But I've used them in this one. So I've got my texture stamp that I stamped there, pop that onto a background, and then this one I just kept building it up. So those little swatches that I do actually came in handy to make my card. So I've got my texture, my little flower head, did a little bit of colouring in there, and then my saying on there as well. So really, really simple. I should really learn to square things up, shouldn't I? Shows how badly my camera isn't squared up actually. There we go. That's a bit better. A bit squarer on my desk now. Close. So yeah, really, really simple. But you could change your colours on this. You don't have to use that one. You could use anything, couldn't you? You could do different colours of the numbers. That could be quite cool, couldn't it? And then the final one from me, but I am going to show you a background as well. How simple is that? So I've covered my A5, no, 5x7, I think that is. Something like that, actually. Yeah, I think it's 5x7. With my numbers. Well, I did a bit of brush first, covered it with my numbers, and then I've just picked out the birthday. So I've gone for 21. Because you don't get older after 21. So literally cut them out, and then if you notice, all I've done around them, so can you see the two here? So I've just used my white gel pen just to take away any of the little, any of the colour that you don't want to see. Yeah. There you go. Really, really simple. Then I'll show you my background that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with yet. It's been sat in this folder now for a while. Maybe it might inspire me to do something with it. So you can see I was just playing with colour with this one. So I'm not quite sure where that one was going. We'll see. We'll see if we decide to do something with it over the course of the month. So there we go. That is your January monthly make. I'm just going to quickly whip through them. I think I went on a bit of a pink theme, didn't I, this month? It's not like me. Pink and purples. There we go. Do love this. This is so pretty. Oops. Ladybug flying in. There we go. Another one. Love this. So simple, but just so stunning. And again with that one as well. Just splat your texture on. It could be a bit of a canvas, couldn't it, that background? See, I've got bits and pieces that I was going to do on it, and it just didn't seem to work. Coconuts, seed pods. Still haven't decided. See, that's another way of building up your flower. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful sample. As you can see, Mum must have liked this one because I've got a right stack in front of me. Now, bear with while I place these very carefully on the shelf behind me, otherwise I will fall over. There we go. Right, I did say I've got piles of stuff everywhere. Right, so should we get crafting? What I have done is, that's not the stamp. There we go. Right, so I have got a 7-inch card in front of me, and I've just cut a matte layer to go on top of it at 7 3/4. Not very square that, but never mind. It's close enough. If I hadn't told you, you wouldn't notice, would you? No. And I've just got some scraps. Don't ask me why I've got a square cut out in the middle. I'm guessing somebody attacked it. And I've got some pattern paper. So I've kind of got a creamy, like a beigey colour. I've got a blue with a bit of a hint of brown pattern paper. It actually feels flocked. Seems like it's got a texture to it. But anyway, we're going to use it. And I've got my base card. Let me just check I got the right one there. So there you go. I do hope your monthly makes have started to arrive, and I do hope you're having some fun playing with them. Because I did. I had a lot of fun playing with mine. So what we're going to do, I think I'm going with blues and beiges, aren't I? So first up, I might have found some paper. I didn't pull my colours. I'm actually thinking I want a bit of a broken china kind of colour. I think that would be the best one to work with it. So is that not on my desk? No. They're never the colours on your desk that you think you had on. Right. Tumbled glass and broken china. There he is, he's hiding. So we'll just do a couple of them. We'll see where we get to. So, let me grab this one first. See, mine's well used already. Let's see if you'll fit on that one. Oh, we will do. Thank you. So we're just going to use our texture stamp and start building up our. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to start with my palest one first. That's my tumbled glass, isn't it? I'm having a moment of, ooh, do I do a splodgy background and stamp it on, or we're gonna do it the other way. We are going to. Oh, hi Jackie over on YouTube. My YouTube screen doesn't seem to update quite as quickly. So good evening over on YouTube. Right, so I've stamped it. Oops. Fingers and thumbs. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly spritz it, but I'm not going to do it over the top of there. I'm going to do it over a piece of pattern paper instead. I didn't mean to do that. So, turn it over and let's just go for this, shall we? Oh, yes! That worked better than I thought it would. Give that a blast. I'm going to get some beautiful textures from that. So my idea is I want to build up my layers. Yep, play with these lovely, beautiful textures. And build up our layers. Doesn't want to dry though. It does look like Tracy Ammon, so please it works. Yay! I was worried that the tumbled glass would be a little bit too pale, but it wasn't. It's perfect. I don't normally say that, do I? But I do want it to dry because I want it to keep that lovely shape, because you can still make out your numbers. Right, I think noisiest heat gun in the world, that one. Right, so actually I don't think I'm going to do any more with that because I've got my scrap. And what I think I'm going to do with my scrap is, that's fine. I want to just cut this so it's the same size. So where's a pen? That's an interesting question. Where's there a pen on my desk? There we go. So I'm just going to mark that and I'm going to cut it down. So I'm going to move that to one side before I do any damage to it because I can't believe it worked. I really did think it might be a bit pale when we started going. It didn't. Oh, I've messed that up, haven't I? Looking on my not so straight edge. There we go. Marked on the wonky edge. So when I turned it over. Right. So I'm just going to take a smidgen more. Could have cut it down afterwards, but I'm going to make a lot of mess, I think, with this bit. So we're going to create a panel now that's going to go on our card. Then we're going to tear it and do other stuff with it. But first up, kitchen roll, there it is. Jackie works with accountants and numbers, absolutely. Good little stamp. But it's not little. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, but I always kept thinking, oh, it's a big stamp. Big stamps, some people, you know, don't like big stamps, and you know, I like to build my textures up from the base. So I know I've built it, and you know, one stamp can make loads of different textures. And then I know some people struggle making backgrounds. So you know what? You've now got an instant background. If you're in a rush, it's literally a bish bash bosh job, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to start with my tumble glass again. So I'm just going to do a quick pick up. And like I said before, it's kind of like a beigey colour. But I don't know if you can quite see, it's quite a thick card. It's like a texture of a watercolour almost. But because I'm working in oxide, if you choose the right shades, your oxide look quite nice on it. And your darker colour cards. Let's see what that looks like dried. You might need to put a little bit more on so I might have washed it out too much, but you never know. It's that careful balance on the dark cards. Like a dark art, isn't it? I'm going to leave that there in case, instead of keep balancing it back on the shelf. There you go, that'll be fine. So make sure you clean your desk off. Many a card has been spoiled because I forgot to clean the desk off. Let's just get this dry and then we'll put a little bit of our broken china on. Oh, we've got broken china, not salty ocean, never mind. Oh. There we go. Go back up there for now. Right, background. So, decision time again. So this time I think I'm going to have that like that. That's going to come over the top like so. So I'm going to pop this on here again. Yeah, I'm going to use our broken china. So just remember, with your oxides, they do dip in the middle, don't they? So when you're layering it up or inking your stamps up, just bear that in mind because you'll end up going over the same bit about 3 times. There we go. Right. I'm going to stamp it from the side. ink him up again and stamp him at the bottom, so we've got a lovely solid piece this time of our background. It's one of those things with oxides, isn't it? You never think you've quite inked it. But with this one, it's that distress look. That distress look we're going for. Right. Left a bit of a gap there. I'm being picky, aren't I? I can't have every layer working perfectly. Let's get this up. So it's the only time you'll ever see me cleaning a stamp is after I've used oxide or paint with it. There we go. Right, let's move that to one side for a second. We'll want it back in a minute, but not quite yet. And I'm going to dry this off because I want to do a little bit of distressing over the top. But you can see you've got that lovely tumbled glass just poking through in the background. This is where I get impatient, you know, waiting for things to dry. Come on. Hoping that's dried enough. So broken china, and you'll get a very different colour from it being stamped to distressing with it, or a shade of it. Okay, I'll put it around the edges. So I'm doing the edge that we're gonna not rip, basically. It's not gonna waste me ink on that other edge. So we'll rip that off in a minute. I should have started with the other one actually, the tumble glass. I haven't distressed in ages. Right, so I've got a bit of an edge in. So you can see that's going to come like that. We're going to tear this down the edge. I'm actually going to go with dark blue on that as well. Just not quite enough. So I think, what do you reckon, chip sapphire, or do you think that might be a bit too much? Faded jeans? We'll go faded jeans because I can see that one. So we'll go faded jeans. Because otherwise we might be here for a month of Sundays me trying to find chip sapphire. Clean bit of tissue. And we're just going to add a teeny tiny bit of this one around the edge just to really give it a nice finish. But you can see how textured this card is as well. It's like a weird, it's very dark faded jeans, this one, isn't it? I might have found our chip sapphire in my faded jeans. Yeah, right, let's clean my desk up because it's a bit messy. Isn't it? Turned my hands red the other day. I was using, what did I use? I think it was Crimson Busher. And you know when You're just not thinking. And I went to pick something up and I forgot I had crimson, and then I ended up touching my face, and oh, I looked like it was like a massacre or something. It's everywhere. My hands are bright red. I think I took a picture of it actually. My hands are bright red. My face, I had like war marks all over it. Not a pretty sight. And of course, you don't notice, do you, until you see yourself in the mirror and it's like, ooh, when did you do that? So it's probably been like that about half a day. Anyway, so you can see how this is building now, can't you? We're going to rip this back here so we get to see a bit more of this one. Now, let me move my guillotine out of the way. We've got this one. You can see it's all starting to come together. I might have actually thought about my colours once. So it should really go that way, shouldn't it? Because it's got a pattern. It's like that. It's like wallpaper, isn't it? It's really weird. It's got like a sheen, so I don't think it's quite coming through. Never mind. Right, so I definitely think it's been bared though. He was in crafting the other day, so I'm going to blame him for the random hole in the middle of it. I'm just going to chop it up. He started chopping it, I'll finish. I'm going to take a chunk off it and then we'll see what we do. Right, I'm going to pop it over there just in case. So we're going to bring this piece on. Where's the other one? There. Now I'm thinking this is where I've got quiet. Apologies. Why you can hear me? You can hear me little words, my cogs turning, can't you? So I think I'm going to take my edges off that one. Ooh. And then I think all I'm going to do is cut. That's not cut straight either. Just cut a panel. Yeah. I'm going to do this one next. So I have my little guillotine. I knew there's a reason I grabbed my little guillotine. It's in my pile. Right. So what do you reckon? About 2.5 inch. There we go. I'm using up all my scrap tonight, aren't I? So this one I want really like crisp. Hi Yvonne. So this one is really crisp. It's going to go on top, something a bit like that. Yeah. So this time crisp. So we're going to go to our permanent inks. So where's my blues? I know, all messed. Where's Mr. Blue gone? Oh, there he is, Majestic. So I think Deep Lagoon, yeah, Deep Lagoon's too pale for that one. Oops. Yeah, that was one of my inks. I'm going on the floor. Right, so you can see we don't need to ink up this whole thing, but I think I will anyway, because then I get to choose. So near enough I have to ink it all up. Keep going. This is where you regret wearing a white t-shirt. Remind me to move my cuffs in a minute. I'm not doing it while I'm inking up. There we go, put that there. Did that the other day and I had peacock feathers all over something. Right. It's going to go right onto here. Oh, look at that. I didn't stamp the bottom. We'll just make it a little bit smaller. Give it a real good press all over. I'm going to get my sleeves in this, aren't I? Real good press. So I have got quite a textured card as well. Let's take that off. Oh, that didn't cut very well, did it? Never mind. It still looks cool. It's one of those stamps, no matter how badly you ink it up, it still works. Right. Let's take that off now. Let's just trim it down because, you know, I forgot to stamp it over the big card. There we go. Right, So you can see we're building up all our colour. Actually, I quite like that, distressed. It's a happy accident, that's what we had there. Yep. Right, so where are we going next with this? I think we need to pop a colour now, don't we? So we've got all those bits made. Let's go for a bit of a pop of a colour. So, will that be big enough? Well, we'll see, won't we? So we're going to go for our flowers. You can see I've got all my different masks on the back of mine. I think we're actually going to go for the smaller one anyway. So we'll use a small one. Yeah. Stamping base. Come on. There we go. Oh. Hang on. There's my stamping base I've pulled out before. Got ink everywhere. There we go. And I've got a very dusty stamp, so let me just wipe that off. Right, very dusty stamp, didn't want to stick. There we go. Right, let's keep going, shall we? I have got my black ink. I'm just going to pop that on there. My paper's gone curly because my desk is still wet. Yep. We're going to go for a right shot of colour now. Oops, oh, my finger locked up then. Let me put my stamp back with my stamps, otherwise you know it's going to go walkies and we won't be using that one again. Right, let's get this dried off. And then we want a right shot of colour on this one. So I have got Alzerian Crimson staring right at me. Put my lids back on the ink. Come on, I can see there's water in there. Thank you. Let me put that next to it. And I should have really found my paintbrush first, shouldn't I? Oh no, one there. So, just going to add a bit of water first. Ooh, it's green. Whoops. Might have helped if I'd had a clean paintbrush for that. I'm going to add my nice clean water first. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of blush out. Where's my water gone? There she is. What's that adding? Just a little bit in. I don't want this to look like I've painted it out. I know it sounds daft. I want it to look more like my water's just like splodgy. Yeah. Yeah, so I want them on there. Are we still selling the inks? We are. I'm just waiting for an order to come in. So I didn't have that many left in stock, so we've got an order. It was due before Christmas, but it's still not here. So yeah, we are, but they're just not in the building yet. So I have to come off the website until they are. Same with Brusho. Yeah, taking off the website until I get my order in. I might like Alzerian Crimson, especially with yellow, with the sunburst lemon. can't beat those two together. Or with what's its face? Oh, what's it? Lime green. You'll get there in the end. It's like putting your picked raspberry with your, I can't get my colours tonight, twisted citron. Yeah. There we go. Right. So you can see I wanted that kind of like, I just blobbed it. I didn't actually paint it, if that makes sense. I've actually been using Alzerian Crimson quite a lot this week, so yes, I might have quietly liked it. There we go, let's tidy up your desk. It's one of those colours though that make sure you tidy up after yourself, because otherwise, see, there's some up there from the other day. Rude. There we go. Oh, I know what I wanted to do with it. I was going to do a bit of splattering with it as well. Never mind. Never mind. It wasn't meant to be, was it? It wasn't meant to be. No, it might have to be. Might have to get some out again. Good evening, Mrs. Thomas. You can see how much water I put on this. The back of my card's got a saggy bottom. Yeah. And it's like pastry. You never ever want a soggy bottom, do you? And you never want a soggy bottom to your card either. Evening soon. So just make sure. Let me turn that off. So when you turn it over, you can tell when you've gone a bit too heavy-handed with your water. You get like a bobbled effect on the background. Yeah. So just make sure it's dry. That is dry, even though it still looks bubbled. Yeah, just make sure it is dry, because otherwise, when you come to do anything else on it, it's just going to start just like churning it up. Yeah, and you don't want that, because then that wastes your card, and then you get angry, and then you put your stamps away in a huff. Oh, but that's just me. Yes, we have got a new tablecloth. My other one got a hole in it. I won't say who put the hole in it, but it begins with a B and ends in an R. If you were a gold gel pen, where would you be? Is my next question. To be fair, it came out for Christmas as well, and it's just not gone away. Right, gel pen time. So, there we go. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to do some little scratchy lines. Now, just be careful if you're using your gold gel pens. You'll probably find that they, I want to say blob. Yeah. Yeah. So just make sure you'll see me doing a lot with me gold and my silver as well. They do really, really fat lines, and they shouldn't do because they're the same size as the standard white gel pen. But just make sure you get your blobs off. There's nothing worse than doing something and then you want a really delicate bit of gold and you end up with a blobby bit. Yeah. Yeah, so I just want really delicate. So I don't want those big blobby bits. So that's why I keep wiping it. You can see how much comes off. Yeah. Just be careful. I don't even know if that's showing up, but no, it's not showing up, is it? There you go. Look at that. How gentle and delicate is that? Because if you do a normal, look at how fat that is. No, we don't want that. We want gentle on this bit. Yeah. Hope that makes sense. But that's with your gold and your silvers do that. Let me just, my YouTube's playing up. There we go, just 1 second. There we go. Yeah, I do get in trouble quite a bit on the craft store. They know me. They do, they know me. And especially when they put me with Derek, I mean, that's just like an accident waiting to happen, isn't it? Right, so at the moment, you can see where this is going now, can't you? We've got all that blue. We've got that lovely pop of pink, yeah? But at the moment, it's like blue, pink. It stands out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? So what I wanted to do was, whilst I had my Alizarin Crimson on my desk, you know it's coming. See, I've still not dried that off properly. Just too impatient. Teeny tiny bit of Alizarin Crimson. I should have used my slop. Yeah. I've got to behave next week. I do. I have to behave next week. Yeah, we were talking about. Actually, I'm not going to go into what we were talking about because that was a whole conversation that. Yeah. You had to watch that show to appreciate. It was it's texture stamps related as well. I'll be a good girl next Tuesday. I've got the lovely Alex. I can't not be. Oh no, they've made me go on earlier, so I'm on at 10 on Tuesday morning. I think they hope I won't be quite awake. Well, I've had to get up super early, so I'll be bouncing off walls by 10 o'clock. It's like my peak hour. I'm always trouble though. Right. I have actually got, if we get a chance and you're not bored of me, I have got some sneaky peeks to show you. Because they're right next to me. I'm packing with I'm making. Okay. So now what I've done is we've got that pop of pink, and I just want to bring my background in as well. All makes sense, doesn't it? Right. See this bit here, this blue here just isn't quite dry. Being naughty. To be fair, 10 o'clock's quite a good one because I've got to get down there before rush hour starts. Yeah. And then I'll be coming home at like lunchtime. Bonus. Right, I'm going to start being not scared of the opposite one. Oh, that's lovely, Noelle. Yes, I am chuffed with this month's box. It has come together so well. It was one of those, as I kept designing it, it's like, oh, but what about this? And oh, what about that? And to be fair, it wasn't supposed to quite look how it does. But then when that texture stamp came together, it's like, ooh. There we go, right. See, oh, I might have done that a bit thin. I don't think I can stick it back on, can I? What's that? That one. Measure twice, cut once. So, I'm going to pop this on here. So we're going to do a bit of tearing again because we like our tearing, don't we? Remember, if you want the white edge to show, whip it towards you. Don't need all of that. Bit across the top. It's actually an old heat gun or new heat dryer thingy, heat gun dear. It's an old one because my black one that I use when I went down to, sounds really big-headed that when I'm on TV. No, to be fair, it's still in my demo box from last time, so yeah, I had to use what I had to hand. So we've got that now. I've got all bits now, haven't I? We're still going to put that lovely big piece on there. I might actually have to trim him down. I'm going to have to trim him down after all that. To be fair, Noella, that's probably why they put me on in the afternoon, in the morning, so I can't get into trouble. I always have to worry when the floor crew start laughing and I can't figure out what I've said to make them laugh. That's always a worrying one. And they'll just stand there laughing at me. It's like, I'm not quite sure what I've said, but we'll carry on. Just keep going. Right, you can see, it's starting to look cool, isn't it? This. Yeah, to be fair, dryer thingy, heat dryer thingy. Makes it sound like a tumble dryer then. Right, I'm going to keep working on this side. Yep, Hock have, the craft store have brought out Create and Craft. I can't think of its name though. So, there'll be interesting times ahead. So I'm just going to add, you can see I'm going for the really dark ones just around the edge there. As long as I still get to go and have fun once a month, I really, yeah. All that matters, get to go and have a bit of fun. Get people crafting. That sounded horrible, didn't it? Yeah, I don't advise to put paper into a tumble dryer, Mrs. Thomas. I've seen what happens to tumble dryers that have wrong things in them. Or just tumble dryers that Mr. Roo says he's fixed and they haven't. Anyway, that's a whole different story. It'll be a long run once it's go and pop this in the tumble dryer. I'd like to try and justify that as well. I need a tumble dryer in my shed. Right. You'd expect me to do work. Okay. Washing even not work. Even though he does expect me to do work when I come in. Right, black pen. I'll stop digging that hole. Absolutely, Alison, it's a lovely place. Craft store. We'll see what happens. So all I'm going to do with this one, you know the score, I want a bit of doodling now. As long as they don't move buildings, because I've just about found out where the building is. So as long as they keep sending me to the same place, I'm alright. I'll make it. Especially when I have to go on my own. I can just about remember where the turning is. Because Mr. Satnav doesn't always help me. Ooh, I like your thinking. Well, so maybe a tumble dryer would help. Warm up the room, dry paper. Definitely not for washing though. No. I'll leave it in the house. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Now I need to just cut out my little flower. To be fair, I'm pretty much banned from using the dryer in the house because little lady says I shrink everything. And it's not me that shrinks it. I don't stand there and tell the dryer to shrink it. The dryer just decides it wants to shrink it. But apparently it's my fault when the dryer does that. No. I didn't ask the dryer to do it. Yeah, could you imagine Facebook? Hang on a minute, we're just putting this in the dryer. So that is going to go down there. Like so. That would look a bit maybe. It's going to go there. See, we should put our sentiment on it. I think we should. If I can find the right one. The right one that came with our set. I did have it, didn't I? Oh, I didn't have it. There you go. Oh, hang on. I thought I had one that was stuck. Oh, hang on. I've lost. There it is. There you go. I've got my ratty one. Right. White card now. White card. Oh dear. Come on. I only need a scrap. It's always the way, isn't it? You know, when you want a little scrap of card, you end up finding like the giant elephant pieces. I like your thinking, Claire. Would Bear come in here if there was a dryer? If the dryer needed fixing, he'd be in like a shop. But if you asked him to do washing, not so much. Unless it's his slippers he loves. he loves washing his slippers, but we're all very grateful for that. Yeah. Oh no. The blue squeaky chair is his chair. It's not my chair. It was a bribe during lockdown 1 or 2 to try and make him do some work. He got his own little desk chair. He had no desk. Well, he did. He's got a desk in his bedroom, but it's one of them flippy up ones. And he doesn't appreciate having a desk on the floor up in his room all the time because it takes up valuable playing space. So I gained his blue chair, my squeaky chair, the one that I sit on in here. So at the moment he walks in, I can be sat here quite happily, and walks in from school and literally first thing, my chair. Oh yes. And to be fair, he walks in, tells me it's his chair, then asks me what I've been making, and then critiques them, I think is the word I'm looking for. But it makes life interesting. What more can we say? Because I'm being super me and I'm doing my lives a bit late for him in bedtime at the moment, so you know. I'm just being mean woman. Right, so we've got our little saying. I don't know if that should be you, the world will adjust, or the world will cope, in Bear's case. But then again, the world doesn't cope sometimes. Right, what I'm looking for now, I'm going routing again, so bear with 1 second. I want, that I probably won't find. Oh, I might do. Oh, hang on. Oh no, it's black. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. It's black. Oh, that's rude. All I wanted was a little scrap of navy. Oh, hang on. I've got black. I've got. Oh, what's that? Oh, hang on. Oh no, it's the same colour. Never mind. Right, I've got these two. I haven't got any navy in my scrap drawer. And my scrap drawer isn't, you know, a drawer anymore. It's more kind of a being that's just growing. We need to do some scrap busting things over the next month, don't we? Right, is blue going to be the wrong colour? I think that might work. Or black. I can't decide. I think I'm going to go black, and then we've slowly gone dark, haven't we? So I didn't need to find my blue anyway. And I've just hidden my guillotine. So, put that on. Oh, too small, rude. Nearly done. Sorry, ladies. Oh. And you wanted to play with texture tonight. Well, how could we not with this month's monthly make? I mean, it is all about texture, isn't it? Yeah. Let me do that there. Oh. Ooh, I like your thinking, Tracy. Let's pop that back over there. I actually think I'm going to go with Tracy's idea. I'm going to do that, but I think we're going to pick up this. Yeah. So we've brought all those colours up, so we've gone darker as we come up the pile, and then we're just going to pop a little bit of our base colour back on it. So it's about pulling your background into your foreground and tying all your colours together. Because you probably thought I'd have gone for the darkest one, wouldn't you? I'll grab a little bit of my blue. I've just got to be a little bit careful because it is oxide, so if you go over your black writing, it will soften the saying, your ink, you know what I mean, at least that chalky bit over the top. Oops, tissue. Just not the same Aldi's kitchen roll at the moment. There we go, right. Come on, get your lid on. There we go, cleanish. As clean as it gets, to be fair. I think. So you don't think Mrs. Tandy would like a couple of boxes of card being brought in then? Many a project's been made using leftover scraps. Oops. Oops. Oh, I'm pressing on now. Must be the excitement of getting near the end of my project. Because it's all just coming together, isn't it? So it will all get stuck down. But that would involve finding glue, and yeah, not going to happen anytime soon. I need to fit it with those whistling, you know, those key rings that you can whistle. Well, I can't whistle, but if I could whistle, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? It's one of those things I keep getting asked. How do you whistle? I can't. I'm going to put that like that. That's going to lose some of its bits like that. Then that's going to come in just like that. And if I did it so you could see what it was, it would be helpful, wouldn't it? There we go. Don't know how. I had put the camera at some point because you're on a right angle on my desk. Right, there we go. Kids do love scrap paper. In fact, where it is? There it is. That was last Thursday's make. Yeah, he's cut his name out there using holes. Yeah, lovely, isn't it? That was my peacock feathers. It's not very juicy anymore, that peacock feathers. Right, so there you go. That is what we have got, what we've done tonight. We've done oxide with a spritz and stamp. We've done just basic oxide. Well, we did a pick up first, didn't we? Then the oxide over the top. Got some pattern paper in there just to add to break up those numbers a little bit. A nice, well, what I thought was going to be a nice crisp stamp using our VersaFine, but mine's obviously running out. But we've got that lovely texture from the paper, and actually I think that worked out better. So I'm actually pleased that happy accident happened. We've done our little flower, and we have got those little hints of gold from the gold gel pen on there, and then we've just put our sentiment on top, and I think I'm actually quite pleased with that. I think it's worked quite well. Yeah. Oh, thank you all. At least it's moved on from black. Yeah, that black ink pad didn't survive, did it? Oh, beautiful, you want some sneaky peeks. Right, where should we start? They're both next to me on. I want to move that in one go. Right, so there we go. Move that out of the way. Whoa. Just so I know how to stick it together when I come back. Right, so should we start with a Chanda next week? Because we're on a Chanda at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. I've got the lovely Alex. Basically, we are taking on last month's monthly make, so those lovely vines. Some of the mini poly plates. We're taking on the beautiful Stella from our Christmas calendar. What did I say, Noala? Probably a Chanda. I mean the craft store. I still can't get used to that name. I hope we don't change it again. So what I have done is I've actually made, you know, those beautiful wreaths we had in last month's monthly make. I've actually made them bigger to fit the big poly plate. So you have the big vine wreath. It doesn't look very big here, but it is. It's a huge stamp. You get the beautiful vines, and then you get 2 sayings with it. When you stop and look around, life is pretty amazing. And then you've got, wherever you go, go with all your heart. So those are the 2 sayings that go with the vine. And then I've done exactly the same with our star as well. So with our star, you get, if you can dream it, you can do it. And not all stars are in the sky. Yep, can't beat those 2 sayings. So I have a handful of samples next to me. I love Stella too. She's evolved a bit since you've last seen her, I think. So you've got that beautiful vine in our sentiment, and I've just put a little bit of embellishment on there, but you can see that beautiful vine. It just works so nicely. Stars are up next then, Claire. You've got that beautiful star there, so you can see I've literally stamped it. I've stamped it in pink, I've stamped it in turquoise, purple, and then in gold embossing onto the card, done a bit of splattering. It is just so simple. Because I think sometimes in January you have a bit of a lull, don't you? Yeah, a bit of a lull in crafting. You think, oh, what am I going to do next? We just had all Christmas. I think sometimes you just need what I call bish bash bosh. Yep, you stamp it, and it's done. Yep, so that is what these are. You can see those lovely build up on there. That one's upside down. You can see it very simple again. Literally stamp the wreath. That lovely vine. I don't know if you can quite see it. I can't see because my screen is filthy. Let me wait until it comes up on Facebook. Hang on. Yes, you can just about see it. Can you see how you've got that little bit of shading behind the leaves? Literally, I've used my Bundle Sage on a stiff brush and just dabbed it around it. I was looking for a, what do you call that, earbud thing, cotton buds to do it, but I just used a really stiff brush. There it is. See? It's got really stiff brush bristles. Just add that little bit of extra colour on there. And I think so easy. So stamped it, went over it with my Doody Bopper, my brush and my Bundle Sage and tea dye in the background, and then just coloured in the wreath. Again, really, really simple. Not so simple, but still looks effective. Well, it was simple actually. So embossed it, added Distress Oxides over the top. You can see I've done some lift. So stamped it with water and then took it away. And then you've got those lovely stars again. So very dreamy, that one, isn't it? Got that lovely saying, not all stars are in the sky. And then finally in this pile, I've gone for a bit of a splodgy effect on that one. Got that beautiful vine again, literally just dropping brush out in the background. And then when you stop and look around, life is pretty amazing. Or we hope it's pretty amazing. Yeah, so that is a Chanda. So we've got last month's monthly make going on. We've got Stella, the border one. I've not got a clue where those samples are to show you. The border one going on. We've got the mini poly plates. We've got the big poly plates. And that is it. So if you got last month's monthly make, you've pretty much got quite a lot of it already. What else have we got launching? Well, we're doing what I'm calling our retro releases. So our oldies but our goodies. So we're bringing Blast from a Past. So we're bringing back one of our, I'm not sure where I'm going to put them so I don't lose them. Yeah, if I don't have any samples on Tuesdays, because I put them somewhere safe in my craft room. So we're bringing back a stamp set that was loved, that we retired, because actually this one got blew up in the lightning strike, so the negative got damaged. So it has taken us a bit to bring this one back. So we're re-releasing our lovely Dancer. I don't know whether you can quite see that. No, let me take her out of my packaging. I don't know what that was outside. So on Saturday we re-released our lovely Dancer. We've had to change her a little bit because obviously I had to rework the file because, you know, lightning and all that, because it's an everyday occurrence at Crafty Brew HQ. You just get struck by lightning. She's electric. That's what maybe we should call her. That could be her new name. Yep, so she's coming back on Saturday. So I've got a couple of samples to show you. Mum's been busy with this one. I love this one. Look at that. How simple is that? You've just got her stamped in white ink. Yeah, she is a very, very old one. She was, when we used to do monthly makes years and years ago, she was one of the ones that were made back then. So you're talking years old. And yeah, because her negative got blown up in the lightning, we couldn't create her anymore. So I have spent a while, it's taken me a while, it has, to recreate her, and she's back. She will be releasing on Saturday. She's just gorgeous. I don't think that one's quite doing it just. Oh yes it is. You can see it on that screen, not on mine. I should really wipe my screen down. Look at that. How subtle is that? She's just dancing through a puddle. Sweet, sweet girl. Then that one was our sneaky peek you saw last weekend. Been playing with my oxides a lot, haven't I? Yeah. And I think that one's my favourite sample I did. So you can see on that one, so simple, just a brush her background. I stamped lots of circles. Then can you see, just to break her away from the background, I've just popped a little white line down the edge. Yeah, cool, hey? Right, so that is our lovely dancer that is coming back on Saturday. You can see what size she's huge. Look, I hold her in my hand. There you go. She's huge. And she's actually got a little friend to come back with her, but I haven't done any samples with that one yet because I didn't decide she needed a friend until I decided she needed a friend, and it was only Friday I think I decided she needed a friend. So Mr. Rue's been putting that one through the machine for me as well. So yeah, that's our dancer. She is releasing on Saturday. We have got, to see, she's in a box. I'm getting organised, and it's even labelled as retro releases. Yeah. And then for the craft store we have our two lovely stamp sets, our circles and our vine. But these are big, so these are to fit your big circle poly plates. So your the original size of circle, the painted circle, the distressed circle. Yeah, those really big poly plates. And there's a couple of those. So that's on Tuesday at 10 o'clock with the lovely Alex. Yeah, I think that's my favourite, just so simple. There we go. So that is everything. So we have launched our new monthly make tonight. Finally, it's taken a while this one, hasn't it? And we have our, I've lost my mouse again, hang on. I'll be back, maybe. Maybe, there we go. That's the one. So on Saturday we've got our dancer releasing, and then on Tuesday we are back on the craft store at 10 o'clock in the morning, early. So yeah. It should be, it's a busy week, but it should be a fun week as well. So lots and lots of inspiration. I'm hoping, if I'm allowed, on Tuesday I'll be doing lots and lots of little like technique demos again. So a bit like last time where we dipped in and out of demos. Fingers crossed, hope I'm allowed. Anyway, thank you all. So yeah, that is what we've got planned over the next week. I won't be back on Monday for Monthly Make Monday because I've got to get up early on Tuesday. So I think we'll probably do Wednesday again next week, but I'll let you all know. So thank you for your evening. I have taken up a lot of it. I hope you enjoyed your demo today, actually. Oh, I was going to lift it back up, but I can't. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's see if I can do it like that. Hang on. There you go. So that's our make from tonight. Eee, that worked. Cool, wasn't it? I really enjoyed making that. You can tell, can't you? It's that texture stamp here. It's just wonderful. We're going to do lots and lots with that one. So thank you for joining me tonight. Hope you've had some fun. And I will see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.